What's up, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Toy Room Renovation right here on YouTube. I'm your host, Albert Albanese, and this is the Slam Sessions, and you're watching the Toy Room Renovation. And of course, obviously, I'll be talking about the changes that I've made to my room this week. So I don't have many purchases this week, so hopefully that part of this will be brief, and then it'll give me a little bit more time to put some stuff out. But I also have something that I have to do, which I explained, I believe, last week or the week before. I have to change the way that one of my shelves is set up so I can kind of work on that. So I'm going to have to do that. So this could be one of those weeks where I get a lot done, but not in terms of visual stuff, but all in terms of things that just need to be completed. So fingers crossed, I kind of can get a lot of it done today, but that's the goal. But as always, let's see what's new in my collection. All right, so my first purchase this week was this Undertaker Legends figure. This is Undertaker about circa 1997. So you can see here he's got the hat and he's got his entrance gear with his gloves on. He's got the tear underneath his eye, which is really cool. On the back, it even talks about how this is the Undertaker from 1997. So this is going to go on my Hall of Champions shelf. As you can see, I actually ordered everybody except for D'Lo from this line. Kama is going to go on my Nation of Domination shelf. This Brother Love is going to actually go in the new gen setup with the other Undertaker I have over there. But this Undertaker is going to go in the Hall of Champions shelf. This will represent the WrestleMania 13 world title win that he had. It's such a cool Taker. It's a little bit different. It's got a little bit of the different hat on there. It's got the tier. It's got the cool entrance gear. I'm probably going to unbox this and probably put it up with everything else next week just to get it out of the box. But I really like this one, and I kind of really wanted to add this to my Hall of Champions shelf. And speaking of Hall of Champions shelf, I also picked up this Legends Triple H. Now, as you can see, this Triple H comes with the t-shirt. It comes with the water bottle here. It has the tape C-grips and the tape fists. It has the chainmail-like shirt. Also for added value. I'm probably going to keep this Triple H in that particular shirt that he has on right now. Maybe put the water bottle in his hand. On the back, it talks about how he turned on DX, and in 1999, he won his first world title. And like I said, speaking of the Hall of Champions shelf, this Triple H is going to go on that Hall of Champions shelf too to represent his first WWE World Heavyweight Championship win. So both of these guys are perfect additions to my collection, and I'm really happy with the purchases that I made this week. I can't wait for the rest of the Legends set to come in, because like I mentioned before, I have that Brother Love and the Godfather that I'm waiting for. But I also am waiting for this Mr. Perfect and the Greg the Hammer Valentine. I ordered all of them. So I'm really excited to get everybody in and display all of them once they're all here. Hopefully they ship soon. So the first thing that I did here today was I started my Bray Wyatt tribute shelf. So this is Bray, Brian, Harper, and Rowan. Obviously, the most famous version of the Wyatt family is Bray, Harper, and Rowan. So I have them up there. I'm probably going to get a Braun Strowman to go up there on one side and a Randy Orton to go on the opposite side. I have one of the Fiends that came in one of the basic packs. It's either the basic WrestleMania Fiend or it's the one in the 2-pack with Bryan Danielson. I have them both, so I just put one of them up there. The other one's still in a bag because I don't need both of the exact same figure on display. I have Brody on the left, and then I have Firefly Funhouse Bray and Woken Matt Hardy on the right. So I'm going to try to get a Bray that kind of goes along with the timetable of that Matt Hardy. I know they were going to release one soon, but they kind of just announced that they're not going to go through with it when it was supposed to be released, but it is what it is. I'm going to just try to get one of those, like I said, a Braun Strowman and a Randy Orton for up here, and every other incarnation of Bray that I can to fill this shelf out. But as of right now, it looks pretty good. I had to repair this shelf. This is the shelf that I had mentioned earlier that I needed to repair, so luckily I was able to just get a screw in and get it up there like it should have been. So it's all good now. I'm really happy with the way this has turned out, and I really like the way the shelf looks. If you guys remember last week, I actually said that I had a newer Gunther figure, and I couldn't figure out where it was. Well, I found him, so I replaced the old one and put him up on the Monday Night Raw shelf. So there he is. one of the centerpieces of that shelf, as he is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in WWE. So, yeah, the shelf is starting to come together and look really good. I really like the way it looks so far, and hopefully we don't have too many more members of the Raw roster, so that I don't have to put anybody else in there, because as you can see, there's not a lot of room up here. All right, and I also added the Commissioner Foley figure to the Attitude Era backstage shelf. So I put the Commissioner logo and the little ficus in between the APA, and he's kind of standing behind them, almost like the APA are protecting him as the Commissioner. I think it looks pretty cool there. And I get it, I have another Mankind up here already, but you know what? Foley has just had so many incarnations, it's hard to just limit to one. So I kind of like him up here. So I decided, you know what? I think he looks cool over here, so I'm just going to keep him up here with everybody else. And maybe eventually I'll switch him around, but I like it so far. So I've also made some changes to my new gen setup. So there you can see the new gen arena. And over here, I put the Gobbledygooker and Mean Gene Okerlund on the Survivor Series platform that came with the Gooker figure. I think it looks really cool. I'll probably end up adding some more backstage interviewers or non-wrestlers over there just to kind of fill out the space. But I kind of like the way that looks. I also switched out the Hulk Hogan. I put this one in there. I know he doesn't really necessarily fit SummerSlam 92 Hogan right here, but the other one is absolutely when he won the title at WrestleMania, so it makes more sense to have that one on the Hall of Champions shelf. So I kind of left this Hogan over here for right now. And I also added the $1 Million Man and Kama Mustafa, Money Incorporated, and of course he's squaring off against Typhoon because he turned his back on them. And I added Mr. Perfect in the front. And if you had a keen eye, you'd realize that the only ones that I had missing from that shelf as of right now that I had taken down were Patterson and Briscoe. So I just put them up on the faction wall for right now, just so they have a little bit of a spot. So I'll leave them here for a little while, and then eventually I'll probably end up putting them with the Attitude Era people when I redo all the shelves. And finally, I made some changes to my WWE women's roster shelf. So as you can see over here, Liv Morgan is over there with her pink hair, and Alexa's kind of in her way, but I'm going to move Alexa over a little bit. You know what? Let's do it right now. There we go. Now you can see Liv's face a little bit better. And there you go. You can see in the back, you have Tegan Knox and Mia Yim. And then I put Chelsea Green in between her partners, Piper Niven and Sonya Deville. That's the new Sonya Deville. There, the elite Sonya Deville, and of course I put Nia Jax now that she's back on WWE programming. So that's what we have so far right now. Really love the way this shelf looks. All right, and that brings an end to today's episode. So as you can obviously see, I did a lot up here today. I made a lot of room. I switched some things around. I've been adding more to my collections. I have a lot less of a mess up here in terms of figures that I still need to put out. To be completely honest, it's really not a lot. So here, I'll give you guys kind of a little bit of a look at what I'm talking about. So over here in the middle, that's all WCW. So I have an idea of what I'm going to do with all of those figures. So I'm going to put those out eventually when I have the chance. This is a lot of miscellaneous stuff. Eventually they're going to go out when I have the room for them. These I have a plan for. I just have to put the plan into action. So that's really not a lot. And then over here, all the ones that are in boxes right now are all Hall of Champions. So all of this stuff on the floor, obviously not that Rikishi and that Carlito, but everybody else over here, it's all Hall of Champions guys. So they're all going to obviously, as I say almost every week, get put into this case eventually. So I have a lot more to do. All of these figures are going to have to find a home too, because they're all like mostly miscellaneous figures. These all down here. So I have to figure out where I'm going to put all of those at one point. But once I have a little bit more room opened up and I have a little bit more of an idea of what I'm doing, should probably have a better idea of where I can put those guys. But for right now, I'm going to sign off and get myself ready and situated so I can eat some dinner because I am hungry. But just know this, I have a game plan in mind. I might have a little bit of extra time in the coming weeks to start doing a little bit more. So you might see some more updates and some different kinds of episodes if things go the way that I want them to. So keep an eye out for everything that I have coming up. And thank you guys for joining and watching. As always, thank you guys for the likes, the subscriptions. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you for being here. I'll talk to you guys soon.